My mouth's on fire.
Yeah. All right, Orion. Wrong question. Welcome to Hot Takes on Self-Management, the only show where we steal an already successful concept, orcify it, and then ask the spiciest questions about self-management while making our boss suffer one wing at a time. I'm your host, Johnny, and today I'm joined by Orion Falvey, the executive director and co-founder of Orchid Health, who bravely agreed to sit in the hot seat and answer some burning questions, literally and figuratively, about what it means to transition an organization to self-managed.
It's great to be here. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We're really doing this?
We're really doing this.
Smoky bourbon.
Yeah, smoky
I see
bourbon.
ghost pepper over there.
Ghost pepper. We got the whole thing. Yeah, you should have seen the advice process for this.
Is this really necessary?
I mean, it's self-management, Orion. It's like you're kind of on your own out here. You do have support, but you got to manage on your own.
That's a common myth, actually. Let me dive right in.
Yeah.
If we're going to do this by the rules of self-management, then you better get me a coach, get me some peers that I can reach out to, and a back office team of specialists if I get stuck on any of these sauces or wings.
I'm already nervous about this, but here we go. Easy.
Yep.
This is easy.
A little cake. I was talking a big game before we started. You might be doing better than I do.
Oh, wow.
On this.
Okay. What exactly is self-management, and why is Orchid Health moving in this direction?
So I think about self-management as a set of mindsets or principles and practices. One kind of headline that I read recently that I thought did a great job kind of highlighting a mindset shift is this headline that read, adults capable of managing personal finances, buying houses, raising kids, starting families, also capable of making decisions at work. One of the biggest mindset shifts of self-management is this belief of decentralized wisdom or knowledge that oftentimes we say, like, our people in our clinics, people kind of directly carrying out the work often know best what's needed. Another mindset shift is really from this kind of belief that people need to be held accountable by a boss to, like, people can intrinsically be accountable for themselves, and this kind of belief of peer accountability.
You have like people basically allowing for every employee to have access to the information that generally the higher ups would have, and then you're like distributing responsibilities to remove the barriers of information and approval processes, and we'll of course get into it, but things get approved faster and people have more autonomy, and so there's all kinds of ripple effects as it goes down. That's this guy right here. I'm gonna go a little
heavy with it.
I'm gonna go heavy with
Nice.
it, just to see.
That's good.
Not bad. I'm in my zone.
Yep.
That one got me. All right. So if there's no clinic manager there, how are decisions gonna get made?
So self-management, without that manager, the process is that if a team wants to make a decision above the waterline decision, that's not gonna sink the ship. It's less than a certain dollar value, less than $5,000 financial impact over 12 months. There's not a huge compliance or legal or safety risk to it. Our teams meet twice per month, and so those decisions could either be brought up at a team meeting or a daily huddle. And if it's a bigger decision, it's important that the clinic team goes to other teams, their peer teams, or to the back office to get advice on, hey, we want to change this workflow or this form that patients fill out or this appointment type. Here's why, like, have you thought about this, and get advice. We're removing kind of a layer of bureaucracy and speeding up the process. Clinic teams or other teams go directly to the source to get information to make the best decision. In a self-managed organization, it's essentially saying everyone should have a voice.
Basically, teams consent to, the thing that they want to do. There's certain guidelines that will help get folks to approve it. If it goes over the line or has other impacts, then there's ways of pulling in the right people. Yeah, that's great. I mean, you know, when you want your Keurig machine, like you just kind of want the coffee machine available, and yeah, bureaucracy, no offense, bureaucrats, but yeah, sometimes slows down the process of things that should just be simple decisions. Let's move to our next level then. It's funny because maybe I'm being too confident, but I'm feeling good right now. Okay, question number 3. Who's responsible for making sure things don't fall through the crack? And how do we know essential work is gonna get done?
Yeah, that's another myth of self-management, is that without a manager kind of keeping track of who's doing what, and again, holding people accountable, things might just start falling apart. And the kind of first check that is in place is just being transparent with what matters most, what performance looks like, and kind of what the core set of processes and outcomes are. Another example is with 4-Pillar Health. Our 4-Pillar Health dashboard is a very transparent way that's updated monthly. Like if a clinic was really kind of dropping the ball on things, some of that would show up on the Pillar Health dashboard. And so with kind of those different roles in place, the coaches and then the pod trainers, and then the transparent information of kind of, if something's really important for a clinic to do, it should be documented somewhere and in a visible place, so that the team doesn't have to worry about are things slipping through the cracks, because it's all kind of, we know all the important things are visible.
I gotta go.
Wow.
I'm challenging myself to, I just don't trust.
You getting beads of sweat on the forehead or not yet?
I'm feeling it. I'm a back sweater, so I'll start in the back.
Mine's gonna be
Your face?
my face.
Yeah, that one got me. All right. It took me one sauce to swallow my words. Some people worry that self-management means everyone does everything. How do we make sure workloads are fair? And I'm laughing because of the pain. I'm not at the question.
It's a slow progression.
burn.
Yeah. We're still discovering what that looks like, and I think it's going to vary from clinic to clinic. And some of those tasks will fall on the back office in a self-managed clinic, and some will be owned locally. And the goal is for tasks that clinics want more control over and they want to be able to act on in a more timely manner to be owned locally. And tasks that maybe timeliness isn't as important, or kind of local knowledge isn't as important, those could be owned by the back office. And so we've created a practice. I love how you're struggling right now.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you have some composure.
I'm not dunking though. You dunked that fully in the sauce. This is all up to us, like how we design this. And we're designing it all with goals in mind of clinic teams feeling like they have greater control over the decisions that impact their day-to-day, more meaningful work. Like hopefully, like it can be fun to take on some of these other responsibilities and get to do things outside of your primary job. And then less bureaucracy, kind of the set of rules and layers of hierarchy and approval processes that people have to go through. We want to reduce that, and then have teams feel that sense of pride and ownership.
And I will noticeably not be double dipping.
Wise. That's good. That's good sensing and responding. What is this, number
5?
5.
All right.
Wow.
Without a manager, who steps in during conflicts or tough conversations between team members?
There's an opportunity with going to self-managed, which is we can really tap into people's strengths. And the HR services team's strength is helping people navigate conflict in difficult conversations. And before, do you go to HR? Do you go to your manager? Do you go directly to the person? There's kind of a lot of cooks in the kitchen with navigating personnel situations. And what we're saying essentially is that each pod of self-managed clinics has an HR coach who is their go-to for helping navigate conflict. And that coach doesn't have any kind of power over team members also, which is different than a manager. And so hopefully that supports them being more of this kind of mediator, neutral third party that is really just trying to help people reach a good, healthy resolution.
So there's like a whole conflict, like kind of resolution steps that can just be taken amongst the parties at B, and then you have the HR team to come in if it feels like there needs to be some mediation.
That's this one. I'm gonna dip.
Yeah, dip it.
Just a light dip.
Dip it. We got the extra, we got the double dip. You get the double dip?
Wow. You getting anything?
My body's adjusted at this point.
This one's significantly less.
Yeah.
Kick.
You high level it, but how is the back office involved, and are clinics really on their own?
Talk about the back office, I think about coaches that are at the pod level, and this is ongoing, the formation of the structure. We're learning as we're designing this and adjusting based on feedback from teams. And so talk about operations coaching, HR coaching, finance coaching available kind of directly to clinics. And other back office roles are these business specialist roles. So kind of marketing roles, data, IT systems, referrals, coding specialists. And so the intention is that we structure our back office to be more localized and accessible to self-managed clinic teams. So each local pod will have marketing, HR, data, systems that understands the local context and is kind of a close partner in that work. And again, in a self-managed clinic team, any team member can go just directly to that back office support.
There's an after thing going on though.
Yeah.
Ryan's almost out of his milk. I still got a little.
Oh.
What if a team isn't successful at self-management? What happens if things fall apart?
Like right now, all of our clinics are adopting many of the self-management practices and and the mindsets as well across the organization. And so that's where we would sit down with the team and talk through those concerns and make modifications, either offering more support and clarity, or thinking about how can we strengthen the back office partnership for that clinic. And so I think we would, if a team's struggling with some of the self-management practices, we would sit down and have those conversations.
This tongue is on fire. Are you gonna double dip on it?
And if any watchers, if any viewers made it this far with us, we owe it to them to suffer a little bit more. So this is for you.
This is for
This
you.
is for you guys.
Cheers.
Yep. Wow. But not as hot as I was expecting, although it's still growing.
It's growing, yeah.
I wonder if we didn't go heavy enough with the sauce too. Although,
in some ways I feel like we did. In other ways I do wonder that too. Yeah.
my mouth's on fire.
Yeah. All right, Orion. We're on question 8. We got 2 questions left. Boy. Some people feel like management requires expertise. Are we really saying? Are we really saying anyone can manage?
There are really important skill sets that we ask a traditional manager to have, and those skill sets are so valuable and needed in any kind of organization, whether you're self-managed or managed. And communication challenges, that's a very important skill set. Seeing you suffer is...
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Anyone can learn these skill sets, these management skill sets. It just takes time and practice.
There's also like more empowerment that just comes from everyone having that autonomy and ability to just like get trained, because it's just a better belief in the ability of people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me pour onto yours, and you.
Oh,
there's a little bit of trust.
Okay, here you go.
Action here.
Here you go. You pour onto mine.
So how kind do I want to be, and how?
Well, I'm pouring second, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just Look at that. Okay. I'll probably just sort of match you.
This one's gonna.
There you go.
This one's gonna take us.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh no. I don't like it. I don't like where we're going with this.
But I'm feeling okay right now, and I don't know why.
I think no.
It's coming in waves right now.
Yep.
Why not just hire a manager instead of all this self-management stuff?
The manager role is a really tough role too. Being a middle manager, like in healthcare, I'm seeing more and more reports and publications that are predicting this huge management burnout in healthcare, because a middle manager being kind of told they need to hold their teams accountable, get them to implement these changes that the team maybe isn't bought in on, and hit these targets that the team doesn't even understand the information or data. I think we've set managers up for failure in a certain sense traditionally, and it's also it's kind of a way we can try to really invest in clinic roles.
I don't understand how you are talking to this right now.
It still kind of waves, and there's also a little nausea.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Good. If you made it this far, thanks so much for tuning in. Self-management coming soon to you. Any parting words?
Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's a good experience overall.
Yes.
Yep, and we can think about who our next victim is.
Yeah.
Who's going to be in the hot seat.
Put who you want to be the next victim in the comments below.
Love it.